What's the right way to shoot prone? Well, I just got back from a shooting class at the FTW Ranch, and they teach hunting and long-range shooting, and they have some fantastic instructors. We were out there for a Ruger event. I was using the Ruger American 6.5 Creedmoor, and we did a bunch of different shooting. Most of the shooting is done from a prone position because it's so stable. Well, we had one of their lead instructors, Dave Knesek, out there, and he talked about some of the important things to do when shooting prone.
Instead of laying at an angle, see how I'm kind of at an angle to the rifle? This gun's gonna take the path of least resistance. It usually wants to recoil and go like that every time. Whichever way your crosshairs or your muzzle keeps jumping, move your hips that way, and you'll find that the gun tends to recoil then straight into your shoulder and right back onto the target a lot more regularly.
When you shoot, the gun will recoil, and if you're not set up correctly, the gun will move or you will move. But if you're set up correctly behind the gun, it's going to be a stable platform, you'll have less movement and recoil, and you'll be faster on that follow-up shot. The reason people shoot in prone is because it's so stable. And one of the things that makes it stable is it's like a tripod, especially when you're using a bipod. So bipod out front, that's very stable. Now there's a third part of stability and adjustment, and that's the rear of the gun. So you can use a bag, or you can use your hand, or you can use some sort of combination of that to get to the proper height.
Right now I've got 2 points of contact, but I still got a little movement. Right now I've got 3 points of contact and I've got less movement. And if I was shooting down that hill a little bit with my hand not touching, now it's gonna be wobbly again. So I'm gonna grab something. It could be a beanbag, a backpack, or it could be just a rock like this so that I've got good firm contact, and not only just in the front, but also in the back.
Once you're down in a solid prone position, there's something people sometimes forget to do, but it can be a real game changer. And that is applying forward pressure into the gun, into that bipod. It's going to make the gun very steady and sturdy when you shoot, help control recoil, and help you get a faster follow-up shot. How do you do this? Well, one of the techniques is digging your toes into the ground and pushing your body weight into the gun.
All right, so I take my toes, dig into these rocks, and I'm applying, you see this forward pressure right here? This way, I'm not using any muscles to hold the rifle back into my shoulder. I'm just my body weight pushing forward. So I'm keeping some good positive pressure on there. When I fire, those crosshairs, again, they go right back to the target. I need a nice firm cheek weld.
Having a good cheek weld on the gun is very important because it's going to give you a consistent placement of your head looking through the scope. So make sure you decide where that's comfortable to put your cheek down on the stock. Make sure the gun is fitting you so you're looking directly through that scope when you're set up in that prone position. So you've got one hand under the stock, maybe holding onto a beanbag, giving that third point of contact for stability. Well, your other hand, of course, is going to run the trigger and grip the gun. How do you grip it? How tight do you grip it?
A grip as if you were going to hold onto a hammer and drive a nail into something, or squeeze somebody's hand, shake their hand. Firm up your grip and load the bipod here in the rear, and then dry fire. You should see that the crosshairs remain exactly still. Okay, so this is all building your house. So I've got my grip, I've got my bipod loaded by pushing with my lower body, my legs, I've got a good firm cheek weld, okay, and we're looking through the scope.
So those are just a few tips on shooting prone that we learned out at the FTW Ranch using this Ruger American.